explores the nature of human morality and whether humans are just by choice or because of the fear of punishment. It challenges the idea that people behave morally only when others are watching. Let's delve into the story in detail. Once upon a time, in the ancient kingdom of Lydia, there lived a humble shepherd named Gyges. He served the king faithfully, tending to the sheep in the vast, desolate fields far from the hustle and bustle of the city. Gyges was an ordinary man living a simple life with no desires for wealth, power, or fame. One day, after a terrible storm swept through the land, Gyges noticed that a section of the ground had cracked open, revealing a hidden cave. Intrigued, he decided to explore the mysterious cavern. As he ventured deeper, he stumbled upon an ancient tomb that seemed to have belonged to a giant. Inside the tomb, he found many treasures, but what caught his attention was a simple yet peculiar golden ring on the finger of the skeleton. Curious, Gyges slipped the ring onto his finger and continued on his way, not thinking much of it. However, as he attended a meeting with the other shepherds that evening, something strange happened. While fiddling with the ring, he twisted it on his finger, and suddenly the others acted as if he had disappeared. No one could see him. Gyges realized that the ring had the power to make him invisible. At first, Gyges was astonished by his newfound power. He experimented with the ring, discovering that as long as he twisted it in a certain way, he could move about unseen by anyone. The possibilities seemed endless. He could go wherever he wanted without anyone knowing. He could see things that he had never been allowed to see before and enter places that had always been off limits. But soon, Gyges' thought turned darker. He realized that with this ring, he could do anything he wanted without fear of being caught. He could take whatever he desired, and no one would ever know it was him. The ring gave him absolute power. At first, he used the ring for small things, stealing food and gold from merchants, entering royal halls to hear secret conversations, and spying on the nobles. No one suspected him. But as his confidence grew, so did his ambitions. He began to think, why should I remain a lowly shepherd when I could have everything? One night, Gyges sneaked into the palace, made his way to the king's chambers, and murdered the king in his sleep. With the ruler gone, Gyges used his invisibility to manipulate the royal court. He spread rumors, bribed officials, and finally seized the throne for himself, becoming the king of Lydia. No one ever knew the truth of how Gyges had risen to power. To the outside world, he was just a man who had come into prominence through cunning and political skill. But Gyges knew that it was the power of the ring, his ability to commit any crime without consequence, that had allowed him to achieve his ambitions. The moral question arises, would you do the same? Plato uses this story as part of a philosophical discussion on justice and morality. Through the character of Glaucon, Plato raises the following question. If a person had the power to commit any crime without fear of being caught, would they still act justly? According to Glaucon, people are not just because they truly believe in justice, but because they fear the consequences of injustice. If someone like Gyges had the power to act with complete impunity, they would give in to their desires and act unjustly. In other words, humans are only good because they are afraid of punishment. However, Plato, through the character of Socrates, argues that true justice comes from within. A truly just person, even if given the power of the ring, would not commit wrongs because they understand that justice is valuable in itself. Acting unjustly harms the soul, and a just person would never want to corrupt their own soul, even if there were no external consequences. The ring serves as a metaphor for the kind of power people might have if they believe no one is watching. The question Plato poses through this story is, would you remain just even if you know that you could get away with anything? This tale remains relevant in today's world, reminding us to examine our own motivations and the nature of power and ethics. Would you be a Gyges, or would you act justly even in the face of temptation? Do comment in the comment section below. Thank you.